another one. Purpose on Purpose. Let's talk about it.
Shouts out. I just want to do a couple of shouts out real quick. Shout out to the Swag Shop. My man Bubba B, 2628 Southeast Powell, across the street from Cleveland High School. Come through, get yourself right and swagged up. Also, shouts out to Liz Karen at Aphrodite's on MLK. My man Matt, Truly Pure. My man Fane, Southern Kitchen. Thank you for the support of this show. Appreciate y'all greatly.
Yeah, much love, much respect. Yeah, I'm your host, Kenneth Hughes, with my boy
Ron Ross.
and our special guest,
Anitra King.
a jack of all trades. I was gonna say her name, but she took it away from me. My little moment of shine. I was like, she's a jack of all trades. She got so much stuff popping. But now since you said
So
her
you just
name,
gonna say that?
Yeah, you can.
I just did. I just did.
Love it.
So we took a little break from Purpose on Purpose due to Angel passing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Angel too. So I'm just gonna get right into it before we dive deep into your history. Let's just talk about your connection with Angel. How was that?
I knew Angel from high school at Jefferson. Demos for life. And so I knew her from Jeff, and just knew her from other people. And then when she was cutting hair, she used to cut my daughter's hair.
Okay.
And then she was cutting my grandson's hair, which was my daughter's kids. And she did that for some years. And she kept them right.
Yeah.
Okay? And so we would always just have like good conversations in the shop. She would always talk to the boys and everything. One of them, who's 13 now, she would talk to him, you know, and he really liked her because he's really shy and he don't take to people too well. But Angel was, yeah, she was definitely a good one. I just loved her spirit and just who she was, and just she was just her, you know, and everybody loved her.
Yeah, for real. Like I said before, like I don't know anybody in the city that got a bad thing to say about her, man.
Mm-mm.
Solid to the ground, man. Love her to death. Yes. So, question for you.
Sure.
What's your history in Portland?
Let's see. I came to Portland when I was, I think, maybe 14. I was 14. And I went to Jeff. And I was a teen mom. At 15, I was in the teen parent program. He want me to throw this.
Shout out to the team mom just over there.
For real.
You know,
Because you're getting to it right now.
Man.
Taking care of them kids, man.
Man, they're grown now, thank God. But yeah, so in the teen parent program, but I was also a spokesperson for the teen parent program. I was actually on one of the posters. We did a thing at Nordstrom's, and I was the face of that. And my girls now are grown. I have 3 of them. And then my oldest one that I had when I was in high school, I finished school. I stopped at first, but then I went back and I finished school. And I went to Concord Career Institute, where I got certification for being a certified medical office assistant. So don't do that no more. I was in the medical field for 25 years, loved it. And then I moved to, I'm going kind of fast. I moved to Dallas about 5 years ago. I stayed there for 5.5 years. I stayed there for 5 years and 4 months, actually, to be exact. And then on Christmas, God said it's time to go because He knew I was ready. So I gave my notice the beginning of the year to my job and packed all my stuff up. And on January the 27th, I landed back in Portland. So I just made a year.
Word. Safe and sound.
And check it out. So before Portland, you said you got here like 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Where was you at then?
Arkansas, which is where I was born and raised.
Little Rock?
I'm gonna raise it back.
You got a razor on. Oh, you got a
Raise
razor.
it back.
Oh, I thought she had razors on her back. Razor on her back?
You said razor back. I was like, not gonna, no, but he didn't. So I was like, I ain't touching that one, but he did.
He always got
If my braids on the back might feel kind of good though. I'm the type I like my back stretched.
Wow, with a razor.
But you said Razorback.
Well, Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, I know the college.
Yeah. So.
What part of Arkansas?
Actually, it's a little town called Marianna. It's about an hour south of Little Rock.
Okay.
And so I was raised by my grandparents mostly.
Shouts out to the grandparents.
Yes, they are both deceased. May they rest in peace. So, and then my mom, like most of my family's still in Arkansas though.
Okay.
And some of them married in Texas.
So how did the Portland come into play?
Because my mom at the time, she was married and she moved up here.
Yeah.
And so she was here. Me and my brother was super close, and I wanted to come and be close to my brother.
Oh, nice.
And then when I was pregnant with my second daughter, my mom moved away back to Arkansas, and she took my oldest one with her.
And is your brother currently out here too? Or?
He is, and now he's in Hawaii. He's in Hawaii. Yeah.
Are y'all still connected? Or
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. We got a family group chat, and me and my brother, we talk often. I miss him. He was my Mr. Fix It. He did all my stuff, like put stuff together in my house and all that, watch the kids. He was, yeah, I love my brother. Shout out to Kia.
One person, I want to know what is the one person that you looked up to that gave you the most game, that brought you to where you are now?
The most person I can say I looked up to really was my grandmother. But to give me the game, shout out to my two best friends, Shelly and Camille.
Hey, Shelly,
What up, y'all?
Meal ticket. So we, when I met them, let's just say, the guy at the time that I was with, when I met them, I changed because I was this little country girl that was like quiet, kind of just, didn't do nothing, didn't go nowhere, nothing. And he was taking advantage of me at the time, but coming from my upbringing, like family unit, I'm very family oriented. So just having that family unit, we had our kids, and he had other kids, but I got over it and accepted those kids. And so when I met my best friend, them two, they gave me the game. And I ain't been the same since.
Love that.
25 years in the medical field, and you loved it,
I did.
but you also got up out of it.
I did.
Was it the part of moving further with it, or just had enough of it? Like, okay, I did this, now it's time to achieve something else.
In all honesty, I had enough of it for one, and for two, I just felt like it was, God gave me a vision and it was purpose.
Yeah.
And
shout out to Purpose on Purpose. Let's talk about it.
Yes. So with that, I just felt like he was like, it's time for you to walk in your purpose. And when I say that, I mean, like, I've done so much from the front office to the back office in medical, right? But now I always wanted to do something where I'm either mentoring girls or doing something in the community or just the things I've gone through in my life. It was time for me to give back that knowledge and, try to help some other girls or young ladies not make the same mistakes that I did, because, and I don't talk about this much, but nobody can tell me that you can't do anything. Can't doesn't exist for me. You can't say you can't get no job. You can't say you can't finish school. You can't say you can't say you can't do nothing, because some of the stuff that I went through, like I was a 5-time felon, right? And even in getting in trouble, I still was able to get jobs. I managed to get a job, because I was just truthful, and I told them, and when I hate to say it, when you got a mouth, I talked myself into those positions. I talked to those people and given me a chance. And really, when I got the job at Providence at the hospital, I had to talk to the co-director, right? And had an interview with the co-director of the company, the director, and they decided to take a chance on me. and I was there for 10 years. And before I did that, I hadn't been in trouble in a little bit of time. So that's why I say nobody can tell me what they can't do. I've since then got my record expunged. I used to, it was a point in time when I didn't have a job because I was getting in trouble. I didn't have a job. I used to get like $68 a week. I tell everybody this story. $68 a week for unemployment, right? And granted, I was on like low income subsidized housing at the time, and I got food stamps. But what I did was I bought food, bought enough for my house, but I sold dinners every week. And I made a killing every single weekend at all the barbershops and the hair salons. That's how I made money to pay all of my bills and take care of my kids. So people can't tell me that you can't do that. So I guess I kind of always had that entrepreneur spirit in me. Like, people say it's, it's a hustling spirit or you hustling. Okay, well, I'm hustling, but that's how I was able to take care of me and my kids.
It's a legal hustle.
It's a legal hustle,
Yeah.
and you provided for your family upon this hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing at all, and I got mad respect for that.
I don't think the ones that's like on parole or probation and can't get it, like oh, I can't get a job because of my charges. I feel like half of the time, like let's say probably like 70% of the time that's true, because a lot of them dudes don't have. Or women, well, I can't really say for the women, but the dudes, because I've been in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the dudes don't have no other skills. Not even skills to talk their way into a position. You know what I'm saying? A lot of males get in them situations and freeze up. I'm about to fill out, I gotta tell them what I did, and you sitting across 99%, 9-3, you sitting across from a white man you haven't dealt with before, or a woman, and they got a stern look on their face, you know what I'm saying? And they never sat across with somebody like that, they're gonna give up and be like, I can't. They're gonna always feel like they can't achieve nothing. But just hearing that you still push through and you believe in that, but can't be on time, is can't be on time part of this? Not for our show, because we talked about this, but we know each other.
I'm working on that.
Okay.
That's one of my things I'm working on this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But see what you gotta realize, it's always the reason why I be running a little late though, right? Because something always happens. Like something always happens.
Yeah.
When I'm flying, it doesn't even matter. Like today, the boys, they waited till I was getting ready to leave. I asked them, did y'all want something to eat? They said no. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm like, Gigi, can we get something to eat? I'm like, are you kidding me? I asked y'all, did y'all want something? Y'all said no.
But you got phone on the boys, it's like you knew that they was gonna do that. So already just like, let me just have something ready just.
No, because if I would have made it, they wouldn't have ate it.
You can eat it when you get home.
Yeah,
But you dressed up for a date, you got a date after this? You ain't looking fly. I've seen you fly before in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? You fly tonight too. Maybe you feel like I just put nothing on. You know what I'm saying? I was stepping out like, hold on, your glasses.
Stilettos on.
You read what my shirt say, right?
She owns a business. She minds her business. Okay, we keep reading. Okay. She about her business. I can't see the last part. Your stress pillows in the way. She is me, I am she.
I'm about my business. I'm representing.
Dope. Before we get into that,
Yes.
about the business, can you show that to the camera?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Y'all.
There you go. That's dope.
Yeah, so.
And other business owners, it is available.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, then we're going to bounce into some more questions, because the felonies came up. I do want to touch on that,
Okay.
if you wanted to touch on that. You know, because I honestly want to know when that shit happened.
Okay.
Because so far it went from here to Arkansas to what you accomplished in the medical field, why you don't believe in I can't, and then how you go after that, which is dope, you know. And now your merch. You jump to the merch. So let's go to the merch real quick.
Yeah.
So in my introduction that I didn't get to say because she cut me out, but I did say a jack of all trades. Anisha is definitely a jack of all trades. I don't even feel comfortable saying her name, so I'm just gonna say my sis. I feel like we got that type of relationship for now. But so
me, y'all.
she a jack of all trades. She got a crafting. What is it? Crafting.
Crafting business.
Crafting business. On top of the crafting business, she also design. What we say? Web design. Or
So yeah, I guess you can say design. I design a lot of my stuff.
okay. And also, she has a partner that she's with. That she's doing a mentorship for women, for youth or just
Young ladies.
young ladies. So young ladies.
Ages 10 and 16.
Let's talk about the merch real quick.
Okay, absolutely. So the name of it is 1231, which is my birthday. So, and I chose that because really my best friend, I came up with one name. She was like, yeah, I don't like that.
What was it?
It was Parties with Grace.
Okay.
Parties with Grace.
Parties with Grace, yeah.
Partying with God.
Parties with Grace, all right.
But they don't think that's like that's a grandma merch.
Yeah, Parties with Grace. Like,
They
what?
tell you the name
Let's party with Miss Grace.
They got some hot water cornbread. Is that the restaurant we doing this
She was making plates, you know what I'm saying?
And I was just like, and one day she just told me, she was like, I just gotta be honest with you, I don't like that name. And I was like,
you like,
why you like that name? And she was like, we gotta come up with something else.
oh, so you came up with the name.
My best friend.
Oh,
Yeah. And so she was like, we gotta do something that represents you. And then we was just like saying different things. And she was like, I don't know, like 1231 something. I said, wait. 1231 Designs.
Yeah.
And we was like, that's it. And so we went with it. So it represents me.
Yeah.
So now I can do so many different things with it, whether it's 1231 Designs or just 1231, which I'm acting as now just 1231 because I want other things to come up under that umbrella, from motivational public speaking to like the mentorship program. So with 1231, I can do a lot of different things with that. So there goes that. And then just to show y'all a little bit of stuff. So I can make labels for bags, I customize bags. And then like the sweatshirt that I have on, it's with vinyl. And I'll tell y'all, I made this shirt probably 2 years ago. And so you can see it's still in good condition. And I'm going to show you this sweatshirt because it's done with what's called DTF, and that is direct to film. And so that too, it's very durable, stretchy, lasts longer than vinyl sometimes, but I like it because it's less time to create. And then I just want to show this one because it represented my grandson. That's the one good thing about this. I can always make something, right? So this sweatshirt was representing his football team this past football term. And then, of course,
Nice.
his last name is King, and that was his number. So he wanted me to bring this shirt. He's like, Gigi, show him this. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
And so they're pretty excited about what I do too. They love it because they always ask me to make them something. Gigi, can you make me a shirt?
How'd you get into this business?
So how I got into this was I was in Dallas, and my job so happened. Oh, thank you. So the day that everything closed down because of COVID, I worked at a LASIK surgery center.
Oh, wow.
So that's very up close in person. You know, you're in people's face. So we had to shut down. And we shut down. It took a while to get unemployment to start rolling in. And then it still just wasn't enough. And then my unemployment was getting ready to run out. So I was like, I gotta figure out something. So one of my other friends, she's like a sister to me, she was actually crafting, right? And she was making shirts, and it was around the time where the fists came out, you know? And so I think was it Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
I think it was Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And she was like, you should try to make t-shirts, because everybody, making t-shirts, and then we was having to do the mask or whatever. So I was just like, I don't know. So my first shirt, I still got my first shirt. It was horrible now that I look at it, but I was so proud of it. And my friend, she kind of like walked me through the basics of using a Cricut, using Design Space, which is a program that you use with the Cricut. And she gave me the basics, and then I was intrigued. And so when I really like something, I start reading, I start watching videos, I start learning about fabrics, what you can do, what you can put on what, and I just consume myself with it.
Well, that's so good. And then it spun off to the rest of everything that you
It
have now.
did, and then
Wow.
yes, it did. From making masks to, like I said, from vinyl, then to DTS, and I got into DTS before it got big, like how it is right now, you know. But then making these mugs, tumblers.
She got to shout this
Yeah.
tumbler. I thought it was Lysol. I was like, oh, she making Lysol? Now I gotta shout out this tumbler because this is ill right here. Now, is this made with DTF or
No, that is what's actually called sublimation.
sublimation now?
Mhm. So
Can you
it's
touch on this?
basically where, so there's a poly coating that's on the tumbler when you get it.
Okay.
And then sublimation, you create your design and then you print it out on a particular paper and it is ink. And then you have to cook it either in your oven or tumbler press for a certain amount of time. And then when you take it off, there you go.
Wow,
Voila.
that is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I see that you have. Is this an album?
That is a portfolio.
Portfolio?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes.
And
of
then-
things that I make.
And then, can you touch on this box?
Yes. Can you hand that to me?
Yes, ma'am.
So when I'm always trying to learn how to make something, I do something for myself first. So whether it be for me or for my grandkids, right? So this is very personal because I was just having a rough day, this particular day. And I always do something like, when I'm thinking about my grandma, I always like try to do something like this past year when it was her birthday, because her birthday be coming up again this year in March. But last year for her birthday was the first year I think I didn't cry, and I made all her favorite foods. And then I got a cake, and just like everybody that know me know what my grandma was to me. So when I'm having those moments or whatever, so I want to try something new, and I decided to make this. It's a memorial. It's like a paperweight, but you can sit it on top of anything. I mean, here, I'll put it on top of this so that you can really see it. And so it's just like that. You can set it up on. Usually, I don't. So you're supposed to put like this glue that it'll keep it in here so it doesn't come off. But I don't do that because I take it with me, to show.
Correct.
So yeah, you glue it and then it doesn't come off. But you can't use it for paperweight or just put it on your desk or whatever you want to. But it's a memorial heart and it looks like glass.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is amazing.
yeah. And this is done with sublimation process.
Okay, same as
Yeah,
the.
same as the tumbler.
Wow,
Yep.
that is amazing.
Yes, thank you.
The entrepreneurial spirit, man, is truly remarkable. And like,
It's so silly.
I love that. I like I was about to say, entrepreneurial spirit is truly remarkable.
Thank
And,
you.
This all came from a homie telling you about t-shirts,
Her telling me about t-shirts.
and you doing your research.
And
Now-
we started doing research.
I also see that you're making
I
obituaries as
do
well,
obituaries. Mm-hmm. Yes.
and you're 3 different styles. If you want to
Yes, so
touch on the
that's the
styles.
magazine style. And then that is our standard style. That's
This
like
is
that.
standard.
That's like a 5x5, 8.5 by 5.
Okay.
And then that one is that's the magazine style. Because some people like the magazine style obituaries.
It's dope. I've never seen a magazine style.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Me neither.
they're pretty popular now.
So now, well, actually, I have my little cousin. Shouts out to Renee. She passed away last year,
Oh, okay.
and they had a magazine style, something like this first one here.
Mhm.
They did for her, and it was truly beautiful. So, wow, this is amazing.
Thank you.
This is amazing. So now,
We'll make sure we're gonna drop this link at the bottom so y'all
Yes.
can get it too. Y'all
Mhm.
know how to tap into it.
And I'll just say about the obituary. So, for me, the way I do my obituaries is I ask about the person when they give me the obituary, so the reflection of their life. I read that and then I pray about it, but I read it so that I can customize it to the person. That's the one thing about me. They say everybody can do the same thing, but in my crafting class, like I've taken crafting classes. That's the one thing she always say, you gotta be set apart. And so that is the one thing that I do. Like I can teach somebody how to do something, but honestly, and people can say, you know, she's cocky or she thinks she all that. I am all that
Yes, you
because I'm confident in what I do now. And I know that I do it well. And I pray about mostly what I do. And so with God with me and then me doing it, it's no comparison.
I see that confidence is very important too. Is this something that you teach during your mentorship?
So yes, that is going to be something we teach to the girls with the mentorship. So shout out to David Jefferson for the vision.
Jeff, what up?
Stacking Kicks.
Yes.
So he, this is his vision, and I partnered up with him. He thought I would be a good person to, you know, we had conversations, and then he thought I would be a good person for the mentor, to be the mentor for the girls. And I've always wanted to do that, which I kind of already did anyway, but just because.
In what capacity? I'm sorry.
My daughters, they're friends. They always end up calling me mom.
There you go. You big mom.
My daughter would be like, why can't you say oh mom? And I'm just like, because was always watching somebody's kids. The story my daughter tells everybody is, we was in the Lloyd Center one day, and I said, remember this little girl's name? Her name was Tamaya. And this little girl was with her mom, and I was like, she is so cute. She's like, she is. And we was talking for a minute. I was like, if you ever need a babysitter, I'll watch her, because she was young. And she was like, for real? And I was like, yeah. She's like, girl, my mom really will watch your baby. And so I got her phone number. We talked a few times, and she really started letting me keep her baby. And I kept her for like 2 years, like on and off, you know, for like 2 years, and then I lost contact with her. But I just have always, my grandmothers, both of them, especially my big mama on my mom's side, they was always like that. My mom was like that when she lived here. She used to have Sunday dinners at her house all the time. People from church would come over. So I think that's just a Southern thing. We just always our house is always just an open door.
Mm-hmm.
And we always want to help somebody. And I just have always wanted to help somebody. And if I'm being totally honest, one of the main reasons, and I've never talked about this, ever. One of the main reasons that I am like that is because of me being violated at a young age. And I didn't have anyone to really speak up for me. And I didn't have nobody to protect me at that time, right? So that whole ordeal, never gonna forget it. You know, but that whole ordeal after that, I didn't talk like for a little bit. And then my grandmother put me in counseling once I got with her. And then once I got my voice back, I said nobody will ever take it away from me ever again. That's number one, why I'm so boisterous, I believe in speaking that, right? Yes. And that's what I want to teach the young ladies. It's a way to speak up. You have a voice, you need to be heard. It's a way to be heard, and you know, have to know when to use your voice as well. But then just not having someone to protect me, I always say, I'm gonna protect my kids at all costs. And so I just have a love for girls, period. And I get it, it happens to boys too. Boys are violated as well, and we often don't talk about that. And boys can be violated as well. And that's why I'm so overprotective about my grandsons.
Yes.
So that happening to me may kind of help mold me to be that overprotective person that I am.
Shout out to grandma.
Man.
RP to grandma too, because for grandma to throw you in therapy, but your grandma was out here where she was out in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I know that was big, because I'm pretty sure the therapist wasn't black.
No.
Yeah, so that was big to throw you in therapy. And then shout out to you too for accepting the therapy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, so I guess that ties into the whirlwind of all the felony charges and everything. And then settling down. You also said though, at that time you were doing like, not spoken word, but speaking to the public, talking to the community about things?
Not the community, but just talking to girls, like
Talking
at my church.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
And I started going to church about, it's been well over 10 years. My church is Trinity, Full Gospel Pentecostal Church on
Shouts out to
19th
Trinity.
Market. My pastor is William Turner and his wife, First Lady Turner. And they have a motto, changing people, changing lives. And that stuck with me. Yeah, changing people, changing lives. And they know I am truly one of those, like they really had an impact on my life. The church family, the love that I received from them, just like, I mean, I can go to my pastor's house. I can call them and say, Sister Turner, I need a hug. And she'll come on and I can drive out to their house, you know? So they played a part in who I've become now too.
So did that incident take place before you believed in Christ, or did that?
Oh yeah.
And did that give any type of like doubt of joining, like believing in Christ, or it made you want to believe in Christ even more?
No, I guess I just never thought about it. Because my grandmother always went to church with my grandma.
Yeah.
My mom has always went to church. I never found myself saying like, why did God let this happen to me? I never said that.
You know, and that's why I asked that question, because when you're in a church and then something happens, that's why a lot of people turn away, because they're like, okay, there's a God in Christ, and why you allow this to happen to me?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But
it was before I went to church. I was young.
I ain't gonna say my favorite thing, but my understanding of it is Christ put us here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he also says, don't be a friend of this world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have no control over the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of believers get lost in. You know, like okay, like if I believe in God, believe in Christ, why does this bad thing happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
But if he already told us don't be a friend in this world because the devil runs the world, then it's like, hey, it's not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we still question. Like, because I'm not gonna lie, when Angel passed, I had a lot of questions. I couldn't see how somebody damn near close to pure can pass, but I also understand her connection with God, and then Christ calling, Angel doing what? She gone. She not about to stay here.
Yeah.
As if any of us, you know,
Yeah.
if Christ revealed himself to us and he was like, okay, now is your time, I think we all would be like, okay, it's my time. Yeah, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So 5 felonies to entrepreneurship. I want to know.
When you were studying.
I want to know where the
I
change.
was cutting that, okay?
Where did the change come? Like, what profound moment had you like, you know what? I gotta get on my thing and I gotta handle my business. Like, what happened?
So, the last time I got in trouble, I'm trying to think when it was. I can't remember the year that it was, but the last time I got in trouble and I went to court, for one, the judge said, Ms. King, you can come back to my court. I'm gonna sit you down for a long time. The second piece of that was my aunt actually said she was coming to court, and she did, so she could laugh because she thought I was going to jail.
You and this auntie probably didn't have a good relationship, huh?
She used to be one of my favorite aunties. Yeah, she used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when that judge gave me that and I didn't go to jail, I was just like, okay, I gotta do something different. But I still was kind of dibbling and dabbling a little bit. But it wasn't until I started going to church. My mom gave Pastor Turner my phone number. And he called me one day. And I answered the phone and I was just like, hello. And he was like, yes, may I speak to Anitra? And I was like, who is this? Because I didn't know the voice, right? I was just like, who is this? And he was like, where's Pastor Turner? I said, Pastor Turner, what you doing calling my phone? Who? Because I was like, ain't no pastor calling me. You know, he was like, well, your mom, Sister Gloria gave me your number. And I was like, oh, hi. I changed my voice and everything. And so he said, I just wanted to invite you to church. We was on 23rd Deacon at the time. And I went to church and I felt the spirit like soon as I went in there, it was just like, oh, okay. Like, wow. But I just kept going, visiting. I kept going visiting. And I accepted Christ and I accepted, going to church. And you know how some people, they accept Christ and say they're going to do the right thing, but then they still be dibbling dabbling sometime or whatever. Yeah. So that happened for like a couple years. I was doing good, but still like kind of dibbling dabbling. And God said, oh, okay. I'll never forget, it was a sermon preaching. He said, God go pull the covers off of some things, right? I got caught stealing. My face was in the newspaper. And I was so devastated. I was devastated. I felt like, one, I had let myself down, but I was embarrassed, because people thinking I'm doing good. And, so I was embarrassed. And then I was just to see Pastor Sister Turner's face, I felt like I had let them down, and that really like just you know. And he had me to come down to the altar, and he was just like, we make mistakes, we fall down, but the important thing is you get back up.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't nobody perfect, you know. God died he died on the cross for our sins. So he know you're gonna make mistakes. He knew you was gonna do it before you did it. But you just have to ask for forgiveness and keep going, and don't keep doing it, you know? So I was like, okay. But from then on, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do things. I'm just gonna do things the right way, you know. And I've strayed a little bit sometimes here and there, because again, I'm not perfect.
You're not perfect.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, I've never left God. I never left God. And I always say, when I went to Dallas, I feel like that was my wilderness experience.
Yes.
And, you know, yea, though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, you know, sometimes God will put us in that wilderness, and it's for you to learn. And I feel like that's when I got strength. Because I came back, and I was just like, I noticed it, and other people did too. Like, I just had a more boldness about me. I just had drive, like I hit the ground running, like I just felt empowered.
Was it something that took place here for you to go to Dallas, or Dallas was just, okay, I'm at that point in my life now, I'm going to go to Dallas?
It was a lot of different things going on at the time, and I just felt like I was suffocating. I had just got done fighting to get custody of my grandsons from the state of Washington. It took 18 months, and I got them on a Tuesday. That Thursday, we got on a plane.
You got family in Dallas, or that was just somewhere to pop up at? You looked on the map and said,
my dad lived there in Fort Worth or whatever. My dad lived there, and that was like the main thing. And then I wanted to be closer to my mom and my grandmother. My grandmother was sick at the time, so it was only a 5-hour drive, so I could drive down there to go see her. And I went in 2017, and she passed in 2018. I got her 80th birthday. We had a party for her, and that was in March, and then in December she passed. So in that year, I got to see her more than I had in the last 20 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow. And then that also shaped your purpose with everything else that you're doing, the mentorship,
Yeah.
the work that you're doing for the community and the community.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to David Jefferson too, because he talked about the mentorship on our podcast before it happened.
Yes.
So we'll try to get you back on here too again if you have
Appreciate
time
you,
for us, which we know you do.
Stack.
He hella humble, man. I love David.
He is.
Jefferson.
He's a cool dude. He
And,
is.
yeah, his thing is the universe, and the universe is moving mountains for him.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so it's good to pop up at Lloyd Center, 2nd floor, first right, Stacking Kicks.
Yeah.
Go get the merch. What y'all waiting on? And the cool thing about it is, you might run into the man himself.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there.
Yeah.
For sure.
How humble is that? How humble is that? From the car to a spot
On Sandy.
on Sandy to the mall.
Yeah.
You know, and still there. Like, he got workers, of course. But every time I pop up in there, me and my brother and my kids, he in there.
Yeah.
You know, and he'd get up from his desk to meet us at the door. And I'm pretty sure he'd do that the same for you too.
Yeah.
If he don't already do it. But yeah, it was dope having you on the show.
You're so
I'm trying to think if we missed anything as far as all the businesses since got going on.
I got one more thing. You know, you speak on your grandmother a lot.
Yes.
And you know, what is a gem that she left with you that carried you through?
I don't know. I can't put it into words. Just her wisdom. I hear her. You know, sometimes I talk to her. Just her spirit. She had a good spirit, and I will say, like, I never heard her raise her voice. I never heard her cuss. She always protected me, and the memories that I have with her and with her, like, it's important for me to make those memories with my grandkids. I want the same thing. I want them to feel about me how I feel about her.
You want to share a memory with us?
Well, she taught me how to make my first hamburger. It was with a
Was it on Wonder Bread? Was it on Wonder Bread?
man. It was on Wonder Bread, but
Government cheese.
it was this
Hey, yo, them be the best burgers. Them be the
a
best
mini
burgers.
cast iron iron skillet, right? A mini cast iron skillet. We had gas. So it was a gas stove. And that hamburger was so big. It was so big. And that was my first time making a hamburger though. And we used to watch The Wrestlers together. We used to watch, Three's Company. Oh, The Price is Right.
The Price is
my God, The Price is
that.
Right with Bob Barker. Okay, with Bob Barker.
The OG.
The OG. Like in Sanford and Son, that was our show. We watched it at nighttime, the 10 o'clock news. Like, I just have so many memories with my grandma. Like, we lived in the country, down a dirt gravel road.
Oh, you country.
Oh, country. Like, they had a garden in the back. They had a garden. There's a clothesline where you gotta hang the clothes up to dry. Like, my grandma, and she worked in the school, and my papa worked in the school too. So I couldn't really do nothing at school because I was gonna get caught.
Papa gonna come get you.
Let me tell you, he put me in front of my kindergarten class because I didn't got my hair. I was there. They called him. She's like, Larry, this girl over here acting a monkey, and I seen him. I was like, he told my butt up. See, back then, the parents would come to the school and whoop your butt.
That's when
I know about it. Trust me, I know about it.
That's that time where you got to go get the switch yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's just say I had to get. He used to stop. We had an El Camino. El Camino. He would stop before he turned into the driveway. Coming out there, he would stop and tell me to get out and get the switch. And if I got the wrong one, he got out with his pocket knife. He got them 2 switches off that doggone tree, and he would tie them together. And I used to be
He knew how to bring them together too. This ain't gonna bring.
These legs used to get towed up. Do you hear me? You know what? I always been a little feisty one though. I think I have.
But I bet you was their favorite.
I'm gonna say that absolutely. I was their first grandchild.
Of course, the first one's always favorite.
Yeah, I was their first grandchild. About their first child. My dad is the oldest, so
oh wow.
and then I was the grandbaby, and I stayed with them, so that makes it different,
Yeah, that's good.
So I miss my grandma though. But what I will say to anybody that's out there that's going through, male or female, I'm gonna read this cut to you, okay? It says, even in the midst of my storm, so even in the midst of your storm, you can see God working it out for you. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, whether you're spiritual or not.
With that being said,
Purpose on purpose. Let's talk about it.
bang.
She owns her business. She minds her business. She about her business.
I am she.
That's dope.
I am she.
Thank you for coming on the show, blessing us today with an amazing interview. Shout out to my co-host Ron. He gonna leave the hat on this time. Last time he took it off. Then I had to shave the beard, talking about somebody had Easter beard like an Easter basket.
No, that's an Easter basket grass.
Easter basket grass. Like, my shit white. Easter basket. That whatever is white. You know? Yeah. He's just tight. Look at the bottom of his neck. Look like the neck of Guyana.
It's okay.
He's from Guyana, so y'all don't come from him.
It's okay. It's okay.
He's an islander. Right? You an islander?
My parents are. I'm from New York, but I got the genes.
He's from Connecticut, but
I'm from New York.
New York. Okay.
Thank you. Shouts out to Connecticut too. Family out there, man.
Yeah, then you have the purpose on purpose. Let's talk about it. Mama, here come the man and that woman again.
Salute. Hey, yo, before we bounce, I want to say another shout out to Barbara B, Swag Shop 2628, Southeast Power. Come down here and get swagged up right across the street from Cleveland High School, and we out of here.